Well, particularly for McKenna, but Stevie too, like seeing some results to back up kind of the confidence you guys have been expressing them all season, can be a big boost. Just how important can this be for both of them, but maybe McKenna in particular, as you go into the next weekend and then the postseason?
I think it's really big. I think we, as a team, have talked a lot about peaking at the right time. And I think as a team, I think as a pitching staff, we're peaking at the right time.
In the fourth inning in particular, just because of the sequencing of it, where, all right, you get an error helps you a little bit, but it goes to that point of putting the ball in play. Paige is able to do that. Taya comes in, draws a walk. And
the ball down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And gets that, and Taya follows by drawing a walk on a full count, battling in that count, and that opens the door for you to put in Gabby and the hit. And it's easy to preach the message, and if it doesn't necessarily get the results, or the results aren't there all the time, whether or not it resonates. But in games like this, does it not resonate when those sort of things all happen in sequence the way they do there?
Yeah, just, you could be in a tough jam in an inning, and then you put a couple things together, and next thing you know, you're on top, So seeing Paige hit that ball hard, we were going, which was great, which allowed, if we're not going on that, we might get doubled off there. Maybe not with Paige running, but it just happened so quick, we could have possibly get doubled up. And just being able to be safe all the way around, and then drawing the walk, and then Gabby just coming up big. She's been waiting. She's just been waiting. That's what's pretty cool is our athletes, you'll have some in and then some that are kind of waiting. And when they're waiting and they get an opportunity to get their turn, they take advantage of it.
How is Delgado after the hit on the hip there?
She's going to be okay. It got her a little bit, but she's going to be okay. She's tough.
Gabby said being tasked with helping with signs and things like that just helps her even more to stay engaged. Is that something you assign tasks like strategically for a player, like hey, I really want you focused?
There's some things that we assign, but then there's other things. It's interesting to see what they'll kind of pick up to do just that on their own. And so Gabby started doing that. She started being to my left, I want to say in Palm Springs, and has not left my side since. And I depend on her, but she's the one that came to me. So I like that. Like Taya's all over something, and Jordan's right in the middle of, we all do number signs and trying to pick things. And so I think it allows them to stay in the game for sure if they're not out on the field, but to just continue to help us find ways. You're not going to only win if you're out on the field. We're going to win in other ways with the things that we do in the dugout.
Speaking, you mentioned Taya just really quickly. Her going in, she hasn't been playing frequently, but goes in and had the two walks. But seeing a pitcher who's really good, getting those full counts, getting those walks, and then the single. She had a pretty good game.
For sure. Taya's doing things right. I think Taya's in a really good place right now. To face a pitcher like Maison, who is really, really good, and to have a really good eye at the plate, like Taya, I was very impressed with Ariel this weekend. I thought she had a really good eye at the plate as well. That means that you're seeing pitches really well. You're understanding what you want. To be a tough out like that and to spoil, 2 strike counts and to be able to draw a walk, again, momentum. You pass the bat to the next.
What are your emotions like during that ceremony?
Tough. We're coaches, and obviously we want them to win out on the field, but for me and for our other coaches, I want them to win in life. That's what's the most important thing. And so you're in with them day in and day out, and you celebrate their victories, and you cry with them, or you see their struggles, and you just want them to figure it out. So to watch these guys come in as young girls and to transform into young independent women, that's what our job is here. That's what we're here to do. And then play a little bit of softball. But to me, it's the personal side. That's why we coach.
With that, how indebted are you to Jordan?
I think about Jordan, and I think about December when the transfer portal was going on and everybody was leaving, and she was the one coming in. She was our first one to come in. And she's like, I want to be a Duck. And I love that. I love that she, as others were exiting, she was like, I'm ready. I want to be a Duck. And the competitor that she is, I don't think you can teach people to compete. I think that's something that's really deep within them, and she's been a competitor since day one. And I'm proud of her. I've just watched her grow over the years, and she's had some adversity, and I think anybody else would have quit or maybe left or did something different to just try to get a fresh start, and she didn't. She's just stuck with it through the good and the bad. But I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stick with it, and that's what's going to allow her to come out on top.
In a big picture sense, how important was this weekend getting 3 wins, getting a sweep, maybe even in a micro sense too, just for your immediate psyche, just to be able to get this weekend and move forward?
This weekend was huge for us. It was big to get that sweep. We see the standings in the pack right now and what it looks like. It's going to allow us to move up, and that's great. That's what we need to do. We have the last bye of the year. Everybody else, there's some where we're 3 games ahead of others. So it looks rougher, but knowing that we've got 1 weekend left with 3 games with Stanford and what we did here, I think it puts us in a great spot going into our final weekend.
With that, how different is it in a week where a week ago it's last place and now you're still alive for 4th?
Yeah.
Over 3 games is the difference.
And that is the pack. That is the grind. That when you're right in the middle of it, everybody's like, oh, the sky's falling. But then if you can be in the middle of the grind but still be able to see the big picture, that's what it takes, I think, to compete in the pack. So.
Do you think they were seeing the big picture this past week?
Yeah. Is it tough with these past couple weeks? Yes. But to me, if they didn't see the big picture, I don't think we come here and sweep. I think they lay over and go, okay, we're done. So they're not. These guys, I've been calling them prize fighters since day one, since my first year here. And they know how to take some hits and get back up and then, give some hits back. So I think we're in a really good place as a team right now. I think we're peaking and getting where we need to be. I think Stevie's showing what she can do as a freshman, and then now you're really getting to see what McKenna can do. And, we're starting to see, like this weekend, we got to see all 3 cylinders firing.
How easy is it to go into the locker room as you continue to teach? But you talked about the struggles, basically summarizing everything. So talk about the struggles, but all of that is kind of validated. You guys came out and had all 3 cylinders firing, and the performance was there.
Yeah, it's the belief. When things are going great, it's easy to believe, but when things aren't going well, that's when you have to believe and trust in the people around you. People that you're playing with, the people that are coaching you, our staff. You got to trust and believe that what we're doing and how we're going about it is right, and that we'll get through it. I think there's going to be some highs in the pack. There's going to be lows. So it's just fighting through it.
What can you say about what McKenna was able to do this weekend? She had a real gritty 11 strikeout performance last night. Kind of came in and cleaned things up today. A couple tough innings in there that she was able to get out of. What can you say about what she was able to do, especially after she had some struggles these last couple months?
I think McKenna's had good stuff since the day that she came to Oregon. And I think for her, she needed these experiences, these tough experiences that have gone for her and also have gone against her, for her to become the pitcher that she's capable of becoming. So to be on the mound and have runners in scoring position, you have their 2 best hitters up at the plate. That's big time. That's big time. Humude is an unbelievable hitter and what she's done this year, and to for both of them, to do some good things against her. Maison, she's a great hitter. She's a great pitcher. So for them to be in tough jams and find their way out of it, that goes a long way for us.
2 housekeeping things, Missy. One is with Jazz being honored today, is that the formality is that is it. She is absolutely not going to be returning next season, or is that still an open door?
With that, like, this is her senior year and we're celebrating it, and as we get, if something is different, then we'll go at that time. But today it's about celebrating her, about celebrating Hannah, and celebrating Jordan.
And lastly, no chance at games in 2 weeks. That effort is over, or are you still holding out anymore?
If somebody wants to play us, we'd love to play them. If you could you schedule a couple games for us?
Yeah, I'll make a call. Yeah.
We'd love to play them. If not, then we're gonna play our. We're gonna put our uniforms on and scrimmage, get after it against ourselves. So.
Just out of curiosity, not that it weighs in from it, did you see or hear about the UCLA score?
No.
8-0 Utah.
Oh,
Beat them in 5. So just to the conference as a whole, the ups and downs, topsy-turvy
yeah.
grind that it is.
No, for sure. That is the pack. And that's why if you want to play in the pack, you better be gritty and you better have some thick skin and you better get over yourself when you do good and when you do bad, because it's tough. But that's why I came here. That's why our athletes come here, because we want to play in the best conference out there, and you know, to be the best, we've got to beat the best. So it doesn't surprise me. Utah's a very good team, really good team. So
Just to be clear, you would rather have games during that 1 week, that in-between week?
yeah, do you know
Okay.
somebody?
It's very difficult.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that you didn't think maybe there was some benefit to resting a week or anything like that.
I would like to play. I'd like to play. So if you all know somebody, I will take it. But yeah, if not, then we'll like go into the weekend and almost kind of treat it like a home weekend and play against ourselves. So.